Child, we have finally got down to meeting the people from Bessemer, Alabama, and when I tell you it is the people across the tracks, that's the people across the tracks. Y'all ready to get into it? Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back!
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or fuck discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 11. Listen, I guess it's what, Mission Impossible on the road to Utah, but not the state, the little country spot down there in Alabama. Girl, look, let me tell y'all something. This episode had me really like perplexed at times, but then it also had me feeling like I'm questioning a lot of things. And then it all furthermore had me feeling like the people down at Bessemer, y'all is from across the tracks, but we gonna get into it. The episode opens up, it's Messy Tiff. She's at home getting ready to prepare for her trip down to Utah. But Lou comes in and we find out that they're going to have her adoptive parents over to kind of break the news to them. Tiff didn't want them to feel a way of her trying to go find who her adoptive or who her biological father was. I'm sorry. Her parents come in, they seem like really nice people. And honestly, in my opinion, I would have never thought they weren't her real parents because they look kind of like her, if it makes sense. So she sent him down to let him know that she wants to find out who her biological father was because, you know, for medical reasons, she needs to know who she is and where she came from for her son. Like, it's a whole bunch of reasons she's trying to find out. Well, they sit down and they talk to her. The mother is super supportive. Actually, both parents are supportive. The dad did raise a suspicion that, hey, look, I was afraid that you were going to find your biological father and then you wasn't going to love me anymore. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. But they're both supportive of her finding who her real parents are. Well, she knows who her mom is, but she doesn't know who her dad is. So Messy Tiff is super happy that they chose her as an adoptive kid, and she's glad that they're supportive. They seem like really nice people. I didn't see why they wouldn't be. And I thought it was very sweet that her dad was able to be, you know, transparent enough to say, hey, look, I was afraid you was going to find your real parents and leave. So the fact that, you know, you found your mom and you didn't leave and now you're going to get your dad, I'm confident in it and I support you the whole way through. I love that for them. Tiff lets us know she remembered meeting her mama and she wanted to meet her dad. So her mama gave her this man name and was like, yeah, that's your daddy. So when she went down there by the man, she found out the man had a history of breast cancer in his family. So that was alarming. Girl, she said when they went down there and got the DNA test, it wasn't the daddy. Morris said, you are not the father. And she went back to her mama and asked her mama what the hell was going on. And her mama said, blocked, don't talk to me no more. So her mama really kind of like played on her. And I was like, dang, that's cold. Like, who was your mama sleeping with? She don't know who the daddy is? Girl, let me find out. Maybe she do and she don't want you to know. That's my opinion. We move to the next scene. Marcel and Tisha are in Bessemer. They down there at Bessemer, Alabama. And Miss Wanda is there to show them the food truck. That's the food truck behind me, y'all. Don't even get me started. Child, Marcel already ain't on board for spending a coin. But when he gets out the car and see the truck, he looked at this truck like, what the hell? And Miss Wanda is so happy and excited about her new truck. She's like, oh, it's going to be great. Everything's going to be fine. And Marcel is like, what the hell? Tisha lets Marcel know that, look, we paying for this truck. And he was just like, maybe we'll pay for it. We're just seeing. Girl, whatever. So they look at the truck. The truck is towed down. Child, the Mexican dude or Hispanic dude they were buying the truck from said the truck had been parked for a year. Lies. Child, that truck looked like it had been parked for years. A year, boy, bye. When you get on the inside, if y'all could look behind me, it was just a mess. Miss Wanda was like, oh, we can set this up and we can put my 2 deep fryers and we could do this, that, and the third. She gave us the breakdown of who's going to be working. She got T-Man, her son, going to be doing the cooking. She got her cousin, I think her name Quinisa or whatever it is, going to be pushing out the food. And then she got her little niece, Tiff, or what's her name? And she got a little niece, I can't remember her name. But she's going to be taking the money. So she's got all this family business stuff worked out. And listen, let me tell y'all something. Working for family or working with family is horrible. It hardly ever works out. Say what I said. I get it. But it hardly ever works out. I'm just telling you what I know. My mama owned the Maple Hall back in the day. And she employed all her family. And it was fighting every doggone time. And she couldn't even really fire nobody. Because whenever she fired somebody, somebody called back and be like, well, she need to pay her light bill. Child, look. I don't know. I'm with Marcel at this point. I don't really know about this truck. When Marcel raises up the hood and asks the man, well, damn, like, this thing looked like it had more than just inside issues. It's got like actual engine issues and all this stuff. Like, what's going on? So they gather up inside, and Marcel's concern is, listen, this truck has more work to be done than the inside. Like, the stuff in the inside, we could fix that up. That's nothing. But it doesn't even look like it'll start. Miss Wanda hollered, shit, well, go get the battery and we can start it up. I said, oh, Lord, Miss Wanda, listen. Marcel asked the man how much it was going to cost to fix all of it, and the man said about $40K. And if I was Marcel, I would have ran up out of there. Tisha, you cut the check from your account. Hell no. $40,000 for that truck? Now, Miss Wanda, I'm all for you getting your truck. But this ain't it, fat. This ain't it. I get it, but he wants to charge you $40K to, girl, please. I'm with Marcel on that. I would have never said, yeah, let's do that. Miss Wanda ends up showing them all her menu. She got everything set up and all that for show enough Miss Wanda's. And Tisha tells Marcel, look, we got to help. We flip homes. We know how it is. We getting money. We got a decent amount of money now. We're going to help my mom. But Marcel's still super concerned about the engine. He just don't want to throw money out the window. And he feels like Miss Wanda ain't got no experience because she don't. So then Tisha goes on to say, well, you have the nerve. You telling me you don't want to go into business with Miss Wanda because Marcel tells her, I don't want to go into business with her. She's ruining our family or trying to ruin our family. But Tisha hollers, wait a minute. Ain't you trying to go into business with Martell? No, you can't sit up here and tell me I shouldn't go into business with my mama, but yet you want to go into business with Martell. That's not how that works. So that touche, Tisha. You're right. But in my opinion, I wouldn't go into business with none of them. Now, would I invest? Help my mama a little? Yes. But we would have to sit down and talk about this whole game plan and all this stuff because I don't know, it's just not really sitting right with me. Marcel feels like Miss Wanda is basically going to destroy the whole thing. And he feels like she don't have no business plan, no execution, and the truck don't work. So what are we doing at this point? We move to the next scene. Mel and Tiff is on the way down there to Utah, child. They didn't hopped in a car so they can ride 35 minutes down the street to Utah, Alabama. So they get down there, well, no, I'm sorry, before they even get down there, they having a conversation in the car, and Messy Tiff is letting Mel know that she wants to have another baby, but Big Lou ain't ready. Big Lou said, you ain't got enough time, and he ain't really trying to hear all that. Mel tells her something that's real, like maybe you need to listen to him, because why are you saying, oh, it's all cute and cuddly and all that stuff, babies will work. And at y'all big age, y'all probably don't want to, start all over like that. Messy Tiff feels like, but that's BS. I can make time because I go to work, but I still make time to come home and give him some sloppy toppy and, some bottom. And in my mind, I was just like, it gave me vibes of hearing your mom and your dad talk about sex. And I didn't like it. Tiff, I'm going to request that you never speak about what you do with Big Lou in the bed again because it gives me, my auntie and them talking about it. I know you say you're 34 years old, but the jury's still out on that one. If you is 34, you a hard 34, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, the congregation requests that you never bring up what you do with Big Lou in the bedroom again. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to find it. Please keep that between you and Big Lou. Don't want to hear it. But either way, she's going on and on and on about all this shit, and girl, Mel ends up falling asleep, as she should. I would have fell asleep too. Girl, nobody want to listen to you with all that. I really feel like, in my opinion, Big Lou is feeling like, I know he's older than Tiff. I can see that. Maybe he's more mature. I don't know. But I feel like at Big Lou's big age, he's like, look, girl, we could be traveling, having sex. We could be doing all these great things. Why is you trying to start over having a baby? Because you're going through a crisis in your head, girl, bye. Get a godchild. See, that's what we do in New Orleans. We get godchildren. When you don't want to have no children, you just christen somebody else's child. That way you can do for them when you want. You can have them when you want. And when you don't want, you ain't got to worry about it because you're just a godmother. Go get you a godchild, girl. Get you a godchild. And Big Lou could be the parrain. That's what we call the godfathers down there in New Orleans. Big Lou could be the parrain. That's what you need to go do. Anyway, we move to the next scene. Tiff and Mel arrives down in Utah, Alabama, girl. Now, she's telling people she was born in 87. But she's looking for information from her high school. And in my mind, I'm like, y'all went all the way down there for that? Either way, they go into this building. Tiff and Mel are going through some things in this building. I don't know if it was like a city hall or a library. I don't know what it was. But either way, she's looking through some stuff. And she saw that back in 87, there was a thing saying go back to Africa. Like, these people were saying this from the very beginning. So, and it was advertising KKK. Listen, that stuff probably was happening in 99 and the 2000. This is the South. Like, I don't want us to, forget that we are in the South. So, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. That's my opinion. I believe. She found a Have a Heart adoption ad and found out that white women were basically giving away their babies back in those days because they didn't want to have the mixed breed kids. So Mel asked this lady inside of the doggone thing, and she was just like, well, can you help us with this? And this white man jumps up and was like, look, girl, it's been like this all these years, girl. Back in them days, back in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s, but he said the 70s. I don't even know if he really said the 80s. And I feel like that's because that's when Messy Tiff was really born, in the 70s. But we can't really say. 34, girl, if you 34, you look bad. I'm sorry. You look so bad if you 34. Let me get back into the episode, though. But yeah, he said back in them days, them girls was having them babies and giving them off to the adoption agency because they couldn't come back around there with that mixed child. And in my mind, I'm like, why is he mentioned in the 70s if you was born in 87? But he said it was lynching people around that time. And Tiff was like, I can't believe this happened in Alabama in 87. And she feels like somebody is hiding something. So they walk out of this place. They see this black man just happen to be standing across the street and mic'd up. On y'all out of pocket. He just happened to be mic'd up standing across the street. And Mel says, oh, look at this man. Let's go talk to him. So they go over there and ask the man, if he knew anything about it. And basically he was like, oh, I knew your mama back in the 80s. Yeah, I knew your mama. Your mama used to be hanging around here waiting on that dog meat. So what we know is, he said they had a group of white girls. It was just a thing. The white girls hung around looking for the dog meat. You know what I'm saying? And your mom just happened to be one of them, which is why she can't tell you who the hell your daddy is. Now listen, this is my thing. You ain't need to go all the way out there to know that your mama was a hoe. You could have found that out right back in Alabama. Like, what is you saying? But he said when he met her mama, the man on the street, that the mama was already pregnant. Now this raises alarms for Messy Tiff because she was like, hold up, babe. My mama told me she left as soon as she found out she was pregnant. Girl, your mama was lying, girl. She don't want you to know who your daddy is. Or maybe she don't know. Who knows? But that kind of throws a wrench in however all the stuff they do. Either way, nothing came from that. Nothing else came from that. They went back home. And I was just like, girl, y'all could have been on Google for this. Like, y'all really did all this, drove 35 minutes to go find this out. Girl, you could have went on Google to find out. But Tiff got more questions for her mama, as you should. So we go to the next scene. Miss Wanda has an opening for her food truck. Now, Miss Wanda has this opening for her food truck. All the people from across the tracks are at this opening. All the people. It's a soft opening down there in Bessemer, Alabama. And all the people from Bessemer across the tracks are down there, down to the food truck thing. Tisha and Marcel arrive and her kids. And Marcel he go ahead and say hi to everybody. He say hi to the stepdad. And in my mind, I was like, you don't want to let Miss Wanda have a man? Oh, okay, cool. And then Tisha's excited that, she's there to help her mom and see her mom's what she has to do. So now we get introduced to some of the family. Child, her brother T-Man. So we meet T-Man. T-Man is the Tisha's brother. I ain't gonna lie, he looks slower than Tisha. T-Man look crazy. T-Man looks slow and throw off. He looked like you gotta take care of him. Like, he looked crazy like that. But he introduces us to his new girlfriend and finds out she's pregnant. She just found out she was pregnant. But I was just like, well, dang, like, how far along is the girl? Because, it's really giving, like, what the hell? But he lets her know that he told a couple of people that she's pregnant. Now, she ain't like that, because she was just like, look, I'm going to beat your ass when we get off these cameras. I didn't ask you to go tell nobody nothing about what the hell I got going on. And, for the life of T-Man, he couldn't understand that because he looked a little slow. Well, T-Man, let me help you out. Women don't typically like to spill the tea on their pregnancy until they get past that first trimester so that they can know that they in the clear-ish. You know what I mean? And then secondly, she's the other woman. I'll be the other woman as long as you know. She's the only other woman you make love to. And if she's the other woman, she don't want everybody to know the other woman is pregnant. Come on now, T-Man. I know you're a little slow. I know that. I can see it in your face. But you got to be a little more careful than what you're being. Stop going around telling everybody that girl pregnant before she beat your ass like she said she was going to do. He ends up running into Tisha and tells Tisha he got a baby on the way. And Tisha was like, boy, you're not even financially stable. And you still married. How you gonna have a baby on the way and you still married? I said, I knew it. I could tell. T-Man looked like he just moved out the mama house. No, he probably still stay there and the girlfriend come get hunched on at the mama house, at Miss Wanda them house. And I'm just like, and yet you going around populating the earth. You see, women, we got to close our legs to men like this. I don't like that. I don't like it. Close your legs to men like T-Man. T-Man can't afford to pay attention, yet T-Man got a baby on the way. Now, we haven't met the ex-wife, but I feel like she probably gonna beat his ass too. He looked like he get his ass beat a lot. But either way, Tisha was like, you don't use protection? And he was just like, protection? That's like the old days. We don't do that no more. And I'm just like, again, women, close your legs to men like T-Man. Even the bitches, close your legs to men, like T-Man. She asked him how far along the girl is, and he said, oh, we just found out like a couple of days ago. And I'm just like, why are you going around telling people this? Tisha gets in her confessional and was like, basically, he's irresponsible because he's still going through a divorce. He got to figure that part out. But she do let him know, look, bruh, you got to get your stuff together. You around here having babies and doing all these things, and you ain't got all your shit together. You need to be worried about that, my brother. But I was glad that she was able to tell him straight up. So now we meet Uncle Bernard, child. Uncle Bernard. Uncle Bernard is a family friend. You know that uncle, he not by blood, but he been in the family so long, everybody just say he the family. So Uncle Bernard, we meet him. Marceau goes dap him up, and he says to Marceau that he didn't appreciate him calling him a minikin. Marceau said, I called you a minion. And yeah, that's what it was. So now Uncle Bernard don't like that. He said, because you said we from cross the tracks. And I ain't gonna lie, Uncle Bernard, you giving across the track vibe. Your outfit and your clothes, your outfit and your attitude is giving across the tracks. I'm sorry. But Tisha's cousin basically tells her that she's going through the divorce as well. That's the one who's supposed to be taking the money. Or is it the one that's supposed to be pushing it out? The female, the one that looks just like him. They all look alike. But she says that she's going through a divorce as well. And I'm like, girl, divorce is on everybody's tongue at this point. And I don't like it, but it is what it is. But she's going through a divorce. And Tisha was like, look, girl, look, you'll be okay. You'll be a single mom and you'll be fine. And it's just how we have to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps. So now Uncle Bernard said he didn't like that. Marceau said that he was from across the tracks and he's a controlling freak. And Marceau had to let him know it's one or the other. It's a control freak. That's what you're trying to say. And I feel like Marceau is really correcting them, trying to make them look even dumber than they already look. And you know what, Marceau? It worked. I'm just sorry. It really did work. T-Man wants to run up and ask Marceau what hotel he was at. Listen, this is what I gathered from this. Y'all don't know nothing about nothing. Everything y'all getting is with the same thing we getting. Ain't nobody coming around with no proof. Ain't nobody got no proof of nothing. Because T-Man, you need to be the last person asking anybody anything. Where the hell was your antennas when you was out there needing to sign the divorce papers, but yet you was skeeting off at somebody else? That's the real question, T-Man. And you know, Marceau, you better than me. And I hate to help up for you because you deserve it. But Marceau, you better than me. I'd have cussed all their asses out because I'm pretty sure the soft opening wouldn't have happened without you and Tisha's bag. Child, I would have said, if y'all don't mind y'all goddamn business, T-Man, you the last person need to say something. And Uncle Bernard looked like he got 15 kids running around the best of the streets. 12 of them might not even know that's their daddy. Boy, bye. Marceau, you practice way more restraint than me. But you know what? You did it right. Strategy. Let them embarrass the hell out of themselves. And that's exactly what you did. So I'm here for it. But Wanda was like, it wasn't a hotel. It was a motel. And look at her. Because she done already put it in everybody's head. So Marceau asked them if they want to see his bag. And Uncle Bernard ain't here for it. But Marceau feels like, look, if I tell y'all the truth, y'all not going to believe me. If I beat around the bush, you're not going to believe it. Because Uncle Bernard was like, all you do is go around in circles. You don't never really answer the questions. And that's the truth. I say that in another review. Really, that's really all he do. But I feel like the family coming at him with this tea is the tea that we know. Like, y'all family, I'm expecting y'all to be like, oh, I talked to so-and-so who knows the person. No, y'all got the same tea we got. It's like, y'all sit down. So I ain't really care for that. One of the other cousins asked him, basically, do he love her? And he was like, yes, I love her. That's my woman. That's my wife. I'm a provider. I provide for her. Because they were basically trying to say he had multiple women. And he said Tisha is just enough woman for him. Marceau, we don't believe you. But Uncle Bernard said he lying, basically. He was just like, look, you lying, and that's just a matter of fact. And it's just like, Uncle Bernard, mind your broke-ass business. If Tisha is fine with it, let Tisha be cheated on in peace. Because Tisha jumped in and was just like, look, I know this is my husband, my family, everything is fine. No, he's not doing anything. I know everything that's happening with us, yada, yada, yada. And that was for everybody to back up. But you know what? They didn't. And Tisha, you didn't even jump in and say, leave my husband alone because he's footing the bill for all this shit. Y'all wouldn't even be on this TV screen if it wasn't for my husband and myself. So you need to kind of respect that. See what I'm saying? But Tisha, I feel like, again, it's the Solange and Beyonce thing. Beyonce stood back and watched Solange beat Jay-Z's ass because she wanted him to get his ass beat. That's why Tisha only says enough to say she said something whenever she do. And then she stands back and let it all happen. I don't really care for that about you, Tisha. Protect your man. Or maybe this is get back because y'all done already made a side deal on the side. Who knows? But anyway, Marcel gets in his confessional and was like, look, there's no winning with these people. At this point, I'm over it. As Uncle and Marcel is in each other's faces, well, really, Uncle Bernard is in Marcel's face telling him he's a liar and a cheat. You a liar and you a cheat. Miss Wanda hollers the food ready. So now we goes over to see this food child. They done broke it up. Marcel told Uncle Bernard, you can stay here and all night, baby. We gonna get some food. So we looked at Miss Wanda showing up potatoes. Now listen, I saw Stormy say at first your food was good, but then she came back maybe an hour or a day or so later and said it wasn't. Now I ain't gonna lie, Miss Wanda, I just saw you put a lot of stuff on top of a potato. Now granted, I'm gonna eat it because I'm fat and I'm greedy. Gonna do that. It don't matter. But Stormy said your ribs was overcooked and your macaroni ain't had no flavor. And what else she said was going on? Something else. And I ain't like that, Miss Wanda. I'm going to need you to get it together. You can't just be putting everything on top of these potatoes. It look like she put a whole slab of barbecue sauce. Granted, I'm going to eat it because that's just me. I'm greedy. But it's just like, I ain't really care for that. But Miss Wanda serves her food and T-Man tells Miss Wanda that everybody know. And Miss Wanda was like, everybody know what? He was like, that my girlfriend pregnant. And Miss Wanda said, wait a minute. You told me it was a possibility. You didn't tell me she was actually pregnant. And he was just like, oh, yeah, was she pregnant, ma? And Miss Wanda had to let him know, look, you on your own with this one. Because apparently he got other kids. Miss Wanda said, I done raised all my kids. I do for my grandkids. I'm not raising no more children. You're on your own this time, T-Man. Everybody's telling T-Man he got to get it together. You know, I blame black women. I feel like we baby our sons. I don't have one, but I'm just saying in general because I'm a black woman, we baby our sons. He should not be at this big age talking about getting lectured on how he needed to get it together. Period. Period, poo. So, T-Man, get your shit together because Miss Wanda said she ain't taking care of you, but somehow I don't believe it. But either way, Miss Wanda said he got to get rid of his wife first and get on his own before he can have another baby. So that lets us know that he living down there with Miss Wanda, as I suspected. And number two, Miss Wanda, I would say you need to get rid of your husband and be with your boyfriend, but according to you, your husband allows it. So carry on. Anyway, so Marcel and everybody's at the table eating, and Marcel feels like, I'm not putting no money in this truck. Like, I don't want to do that. Uncle Bernard jumps up and hollers, just say you don't want to do it. If you don't want to do something, just say it. Because, see, you just be beating around the bush. And it was at this moment I was like, Uncle Bernard, go sit your old ass down. First of all, mind your manners, my dude. My dude, mind your manners. Listen, I respect my elders. But sometimes respect got to go both ways. No, all the time respect got to go both ways. Uncle Bernard, your suit is almost as loud as your mouth. Sit your crazy ass down. Let Marceau, if Marceau don't want to put money on something, you can't stop him. How you gonna tell another man how to spend his money? Because I'm pretty sure, Uncle Bernard, you can't afford it. Why don't you foot the bill? Why don't you invest? Because you can't? Oh, that's what I thought. Sit your crazy ass down, Uncle Bernard. That's just my opinion. That's what I said. But Marceau feels like, look, that truck don't even start. I ain't trying to do all that. Uncle Bernard over there hollering, he cheap. And I'm just like, you cheap because you ain't got it. Your suit jacket was cheap, Uncle Bernard. And I hate that I'm helping up on Marceau. But I like Marceau, but I don't like helping up for him in this type of situation because I know that you know, that he knows, that we all know that he's a cheater. We just can't prove it. And for that, you're smart, Marceau. But still, we know what we know. We not crazy. But anyway, as all of this is happening, Kiki comes in. And I was wondering where she was. But she walks in and nobody gives her eye contact, but Marceau gets in his confessional and says it's about to go down, and it is. Prepare yourselves accordingly, because you know Kiki always come with more tea and mess and gossip and all this stuff. And that was the end of the episode. It's to be continued, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, okay, y'all just wasted my time, because it didn't really start popping off till we got to the people down there in Bessemer across the tracks. But that was the end of the episode. We'll pick it back up next week. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And also, is Miss Wanda fired? I need to know if Miss Wanda fired. Until I hear from Carlos King that she's fired, she's still on the show as far as I'm concerned. Say what I said. Say what I said. Anyway, I'll see you hoes later. Bye.